fucking go. I'm gonna hear the song a lot today.
I love this song. I downloaded it on my phone.
Did you? Nice.
When I'm driving on the freeway, put the windows down.
Turn it up.
I miss having my Mustang, man. I just turned them all up, downshift.
What year was it?
2014.
Oh shit. I remember you telling me about it, but I just didn't remember what year.
I have a 2008 right now at home GT.
Yeah.
That one, it's my baby. I bought it brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 7 miles. First week void the warranty. A year later, I ended up getting sponsored. So I got sponsored by a nose shop I used to work at.
Yeah.
I got heads, cams, the whole upper part of the engine.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, everything Ford Racing heads, Ford Racing manifold. From stock, it made 100 horsepower.
You're gonna have to show me some pics.
Yeah, and it came out in a magazine too in 2011 for a 5.0 magazine.
Oh. They
did the before and after, horsepower range.
Yeah, yeah.
It went from 280 to about 371 or something
Woo.
like that. Yeah. So
That's fucking sick.
yeah, and then I put airbags on it, and then I was on the freeway and I hit something and then destroyed the whole front length of my car, and then I was like, I got discouraged. I took the airbags out, sold them, and put it back to stock height.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, it's just sitting at the house. I just gotta put some money into it so I can look better, But,
that's all right. As long as you hold on to it, don't give up.
Oh no, I'm not gonna. I can't give up on that car. When I do, it's because it's fixed. I did what I need to do to it, and then on to the next.
Fuck. Well, thank you for coming back in today.
Anytime, man.
I know we've been trying to plan some time to get together and do some more collaboration. We will soon.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, whenever you want me on here, man, let me know, man. I'm down. I love doing these.
Since we talked a little bit about kind of the stuff you want to get into today, it's come up quite a few times actually, not even on purpose. But I've had quite a handful of people ask me. I guess more or less what it sounds like we're trying to accomplish is it sounds like we're trying to head into like men's mental health kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. It was never my true intention to really highlight that. Yeah. Although I do feel strongly about it.
Same here.
I didn't want for people to think that was my fucking starship kind of thing. Yeah. But I feel like, and you kind of were spot on where we should have an episode about it. We should talk about it.
Yeah, we definitely.
It doesn't seem like there's going to be a whole lot wrong with talking about it.
No, there shouldn't be anything wrong with it, because, and nothing against women or anything,
Absolutely not.
Nothing against them. They're the most precious, things out there in the world, they're the ones that bring life to, they're the ones that gave birth to us.
Yeah, So, women are amazing. Their art, they're fucking beautiful.
Yeah, they're precious, there's nothing else you can say about them, but men, we kind of have to step back, we have to be in the back. We have to go do all the stuff that, some women probably do the same things that we do, but, I've met a lot of men in my work history and outside of work, and just out and about, and you see it too, where there's a lot of men, they're lonely. Yeah. They're not just lonely, but they just don't have friends. They don't know how to react. Of course, now with social media, they don't know how to talk to people. Mm-hmm. You say hi to them, they're like head down and hey, a lot of them don't know how to be in relationships. Never been in a relationship. Don't know how to talk to a girl or a woman. And it could be anything. They probably got abused.
It came up on one of my other guests earlier this week. She was mentioning, we were talking about mental health and kind of how you delegate it and how you deal with it on your own. And of course, she said the proper response to that is, make sure you talk about it and act on it. Yeah. Don't hold it in and things like that. And my automatic response was like, with all due respect, I have to ask you. Who do you expect men to talk to that are going to respond to this correctly? That's my question. Is who can we... It's a very rare situation that one of us could call somebody close to them and not get shut down for trying to have that conversation.
That's where it's difficult, man. Like
it's a painful process.
It's very painful, especially if you don't you have kind of trust issues with with people. You know, I have friends that they've been through some crazy stuff, and they're like, they don't want to talk about it. You know, they don't want to mention anything about it. And then you see how much they're drinking, and they're doing some crazy drugs, and I have a lot of veteran friends, and I've seen some veteran friends kind of go down and up and down and up, and a lot of them got help, but it's hard for just a regular average Joe just to talk to somebody about it,
It is when you're trained by, how do you say?
Trained by society, men.
You're just gonna say it.
Yeah, trained by society. Like, don't talk about it. Just keep your mouth shut. Don't cry.
Yeah. You get called pussy enough times, you learn to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it. It's
being Hispanic. I can probably, I'll give an example. I can probably say, I've probably seen my dad cry one time. 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
The first time when my grandfather was killed, when I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I saw him cry, and then when my son was born, and when my nieces, I'm sorry, like a couple of times when my nieces were born, and then my son was born. That's the only times I've seen him like tear up. Other than that, I know my dad's probably dealing with some heavy stuff, but just keeps quiet.
You talk about witnessing what fathers kind of you witness a lot of the stuff they're going through without really knowing when you're younger, and I had the first real revelation that I had was a long time ago, and I was like, it wasn't here, but I was standing somewhere like on the back porch or whatever the fuck, and I was just staring into nothing, and I was just blank for a couple of minutes, and I was just soaking in the silence for just a minute. And I had this thought. I remember as a child, I used to walk outside and see my dad doing the same fucking thing. And I was just, and I thought to myself in that moment, I was like, holy shit. Like, that motherfucker's just burying his shit in that moment. Like, and I see him every so often when they just take a deep breath and they look into nothing. And that's that moment, dude, where they're just like, fuck. Time to put this one back.
I seen my dad do the same thing.
Doesn't it? It's heartbreaking, man. And I encourage anybody that's listening, go fucking. I encourage you to look. These people, the adults. For one, the adults of a different generation had it probably a lot fucking harder.
Oh yeah.
I would say.
Oh yeah.
In a physical manner.
Big time. I mean.
Much more trained to put shit away.
Oh yeah. I mean. I can imagine the stuff that my dad went through. I mean, my dad's from Mexico, okay? So I can imagine the stuff that he saw growing up, living in a small farmer's town in Mexico, in the country, where they barely have electricity, okay? Just until early 2000s, they got, like, running water to the houses. That's how, like, deep in Mexico, okay? And not even a phone line. A phone line, you had to go to a town nearby to get a phone call. That's how crazy, okay?
God damn.
So imagine the stuff that they saw, just being out there, being farmers, and then my dad crossing over in the 80s, being the older son, the older brother, taking care of the family, sending money back home, and then eventually meeting my mom, getting married with my mom, and then having me,
Yeah.
But my dad's a trooper, man. But he never talks about it, New Year's Eve, I saw my dad just kind of chilling, listening to music by himself outside. And I noticed that, I don't know if anybody in the other family noticed that, but I noticed that he was kind of going back and forth, drinking, I see that stuff now because I'm older now, I see it, and it's like, that's probably his way of him relieving some stress, and
just decompressing for a minute.
Yeah, for sure. But you see it in men out there. You see it, the truck drivers, the guys who are by themselves in the delivery truck. You see it.
Yeah.
You see it. How many times those guys you see him smiling or something, like they always just have a really blank face,
There's a pretty steady decline in the visuality of what you're exactly what you're explaining though, is how people look and the happiness is visually and very notably gone.
Yeah.
And one of the only things I can kind of relate to what we're saying is as a tow truck driver, it used to be a pretty common thing for us to wave to each other regardless of the company, you know, because we're all on the same team. So we'd always wave and acknowledge, just like bikers do.
Yeah. I see that all the time.
Not anymore.
Really?
Not anymore. I can't recall even in the last 3 weeks that I've even had one look at me. They just don't.
Wow.
Nobody's fucking happy anymore. Everybody's against each other. You know, it's the camaraderie that there once was is gone.
Yeah, man. I mean, you guys see some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah.
You know, like I would think, like, hey, you know.
It used to be a big deal to have brothers and sisters on your side, and that's one place that I have noticed it is it's gone, man. There's no acknowledgement, and nobody fucking looks happy. Everybody looks beat down, you know, raw, and it's just it really sucks to have enlightening moments of realizing why your dad looked like he was in so much pain. It sucks to find out why. You know?
Yeah.
And you've seen it, I've seen it, I'm sure a million people have seen it, but it fucking really sucks. And that's a part of what I was talking about a little bit was there's nowhere to turn for that. Not for guys that are expected to provide. We're expected to bring shit to the table. You know, we don't have that option. We're not allowed to have weak points.
No,
it's just not a.
Man. How can I say this? I had somebody close to me, about a month ago. Yeah. Right before, I think it was right before Christmas. He had a kind of meltdown, you know, because of some stuff that was going on at home with his girlfriend's family. You know, he helped out the family. Even he didn't have to. You know, he let them borrow or gave the grandma money to save the house, and you know, I guess she was about to lose the house, and you know, and I guess one of the uncles of his girlfriend like snapped at him and telling him all this stuff, like, you know, he shouldn't be at that house. Just some stuff that he shouldn't even be talking about.
Right.
My cousin, man, he's a hero, man. He's just the provider for that family. He helped them out, even if he didn't need to. He just had a breakdown, man. He said I didn't even know he was going through this. Like 2 years of getting fucking beat down by this random person or this family member, telling him things and all this. My cousin's just like, you know what, getting threatened on a daily basis. And my cousin's like, you know what, you want to kill me? He freaking got out his gun, put a bullet in there. He's like, here, shoot me then. You keep on talking all this. And he ran to my parents' house. And I was right there visiting my mom. And I see my cousin. My cousin smells like alcohol. I was like, oh, crap, he freaking drove. That's the first thing I smelled the alcohol. I was like, dude, did you drive? Like, what the hell? No, I got an Uber. And I saw him snap. Like, I never seen him, the pain in his eyes, you know. And of course, you see a family member, you know, you're like, damn, what the hell, you know, you want to go do something for him, you know. And I felt bad for him, you know, but
God, it fucking breaks my heart to even think about as an adult, one adult to another. How could you bully somebody to that point?
I could never do something like that, man.
How fucking miserable do you have to be with yourself to drag somebody fucking down with you and make them feel like that?
I was at the point. I was like, you know what? Where does this live at? Let me get a friend of mine that could go.
Right, I'm gonna go handle this.
Yeah, give him teach him a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
But I told my cousin, dude, get out of there. Come, my mom literally. This is how amazing my parents are. My mom was like, move right here. There's plenty of rooms.
Right.
There's a room upstairs for you. Come on, spend the night. You say you have to be here a week, 2 weeks. That's all. Or you want to stay here longer? Stay. You know. And so he's trying to fix something going on with his credit. He's trying to fix it, but my parents are gonna help him buy a house. You know. And just because he's like really close to the family, you know, and then he has all this stuff going on. So this is, you know, there's some messed up stuff. And I'm talking about single mothers. Okay, I'm gonna say this is what happened to my cousin. Okay, and this is fucked up. My cousin. So his dad is my mom's brother. When my cousin, before he was born, his mother and of course my uncle, his dad, were married. Got married by the church. You know, beautiful wedding. I remember the wedding. I was very young. My uncle loved his mom. Everything. He just was in heaven. I mean, he was just in the clouds. Marriage and everything. She ended up the mother of my cousin ended up divorcing him after like 2-3 years. Something with her family got involved, and she just started talking crap about my uncle and stuff like that. My uncle, awesome dude, fucking another hard worker. They were in San Jose, California, so they ended up moving. My cousin, his mom, took him away from my uncle when he was like, I think like 8-9 years old, and brought him to Phoenix. And then when we moved to Phoenix, my cousin found out, like, oh, my cousins are here, my family's here, family from my dad's side is here.
Yeah.
He wanted to see us for the longest time. His mother didn't allow him to come visit us. We were like only 2 miles away, and my cousin ends up telling us that his mother was like, oh, my mom said my dad hit her, my dad did this, he was a drunk, he was in a drug, all kinds of crazy stuff. And it's like, I don't want you to see him, I don't want you to be involved with that family. And then this is the fucked up part. Then my cousin meets my uncle, like, finally in person, and we all tell all my aunts and uncles tell him what happened, that his version, and it makes sense to him that his mother was lying to him this whole time, thinking that my uncle was a bad guy, and the family was because we got some bad apples in our family, on that side of the family we got some really bad apples, but everybody else was amazing. We wanted to see our family, our cousin.
Yeah.
And when he finally when she finally let them come to our house, he was he didn't want to leave. He was excited, he was happy. And 2 years later, after that, she ends up kicking him out when he was like 16 years old. Kicks him out on the streets, and he's like crying. He doesn't know where to go. My mom calls my uncle. Hey, this is what's going on. My mom told my uncle, hey, it's okay for him to stay with us. Until he's ready to leave. He can stay with us until then. And my cousin figured it out. His mom is the one that was like lying to him.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, holy shit, man, what the hell? So my cousin's dealing with all kinds of crazy stuff, and
he has to relearn the world he fucking knows.
Yeah, and he has to he's been so manipulated since he's a kid. Now he's trying to fix everything up, and I've talked to him. I recommended some books to read, some people to follow to make sure he's good. And I tell him, dude, my phone's right there. Call me when you need me. And he's like my little brother. He's like another little brother that I have. And I've met people, and not all single mothers are like that, but I've heard stories. There's some people like that out there.
Some pretty evil roots there.
Yeah, there's some dudes out there that are freaking assholes, and they're just bad apples. And yeah, fuck those guys, okay? But if you know that the guy's a really good dude, he's actually wants to see his child, he's crying for his child,
right?
Don't neglect him. Don't neglect him from looking at his, or spending time with his kids. Those kids deserve to be around their father. If the father, like I said, the father is a bad apple, okay, understandable. But if the father is a good guy that working hard, wants to provide for his kids, wants to spend time with them,
yeah,
let them see him.
The only thing that's gonna come of that alienation is a real big part of long-term damage. For one, the relationship between the child and him.
Yeah.
And then for two, I mean, when you're trained for that long to believe something,
yeah,
what do you think it's going to do to the rest of your life?
And then I'll say this right now: society wants to make men weak. Plain and simple.
I'm
gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say something. Okay.
Go ahead.
In the cartoons that we watch, if you watch cartoons like lately or cartoon movies, they always make the dad look dumb.
You know what? I've picked up on that. A lot of the fucking kids movies these days, the mom, how do you say, without fucking being too, I'm really not trying to be offensive.
No, I said they make the mom look very strong, and she needs to be very strong.
Right, I agree, but we're not depicting a proper partnership here.
Yeah,
it's very one-sided. Now that you fucking point that out,
mm-hmm.
You're very true, because all the movies that I watch, like with the kids, they're very indirectly one-sided.
Now, let's go back to the 80s. 80s, all the superheroes, all the action heroes, mm-hmm. they were all jacked and muscular, like just big-ass dudes, right? Or they were muscular, right? Yeah. They were all jacked up. They were all, probably, I mean, they're on steroids. I mean, I don't think steroids are bad, but they were all, like, monsters, And then slowly, what starts happening to other superheroes right now? Well, the only dude that looks big right now that looked big in the movies was Chris Evans, Captain America. He looked buff. The other dudes, they just looked like they just became vegans and they lost all their muscle, you know. You know, but they're making men look weak, you know, and it's nothing against the women. We know women are powerful. You guys give birth. Men, we're not meant to give birth, but we can't feminize men, you know, like
it feels to me like a really ridiculous giant gaslighting is happening, because the reality of everything that you're saying, and it's completely reasonable in my head, so I don't understand why it's irrational to think in the real world, but the reality of the world that we live in is that women, and this is gonna fucking ruffle feathers, I hope it doesn't, but it might, women have their purpose here. Their purpose is very, very, very for them. Mm-hmm. They give us children. They do things that we cannot do. They provide feelings that we cannot provide.
Exactly.
And on the other side of that coin, we have our fucking purpose.
Yeah.
And that's like, when people want to fight about this, I don't bring it up because people want to fight about it. But when people want to argue with it, I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to... We are capable of doing things that they are not. They are capable of doing so many things that we are not.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I supposed to say? You want me to fight it just because you're uncomfortable with that? We live in a world where they have as much opportunity, if not more, to do what they want to do, but yet we still get trampled on because people just want to keep fighting it. Mm-hmm. And it makes zero sense to me. Again, a giant fucking gaslight in my mind. I don't understand, nor do I want conflict.
Yeah, like, I don't mind cooking, I don't mind cleaning, I don't mind doing all that stuff.
Right.
I learned from doing all that when I began to be a caregiver. I learned how to be a cook, clean and all that. And then, of course, I learned from my mom, but I don't mind doing that, okay?
No, I
don't mind doing that at all.
I'm on your side.
Yeah.
I'll help you with whatever the fuck you want help with.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't mind doing it, you know, but, you know, I mean, like I said, for me right now, I'm trying to build a business. I'm trying to build something, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm out and about all the time and, you know, try to create something magnificent that nobody in my family has done. Mm-hmm. And
that's what it's about.
Yeah, and I'm alone all the time, you know, and my mind goes all over the freaking place, and, you know, like, shit, I get rejected from this person, and I'm trying to talk to this person, and it doesn't work the way I want it to work, and then I'm getting, you know, talked to by my mentor, my broker, and it's like, hey, Jose, this is what's going on. We need to do this for the team, and I was like, shit, you know, and then it's not happening, and, you know, and I'm like, I take like 5 steps forward, and it's like 20 back, you know, and like I said, I'm there, you know. If somebody breaks into the house, I'm gonna be the first one up, and I'm gonna be taking care of that person that broke into the house. Mm-hmm. It's not the woman's job to do that. If she shoots by herself, okay, that's understandable, but if I'm at the house, or the man's at the house, that's the man's job to go protect the family. It's
just plain and simple that we're built to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why it's constantly an argument, man. You know what I've told her in the past is, like, all I need from you 110% is your love and support. I can fucking move mountains with every bit of adversity facing me. But if I have you backing me, instead of making shit more difficult, then we got it. We got it. It's fucking simple. That's my job.
And that is perfect right there. That's, if you have your spouse behind you, and I'm saying behind you, but side by side.
Yeah.
But
support.
Behind you, because you're the ones taking majority of the shit. You're the ones taking all the rocks. You don't want your spouse to get hurt by those rocks.
No.
Right? So of course you're going to be in the front, you know. And I heard the same from one of our leaders in our company, and he said, you can be in the side with me, be on both sides, be behind me, but do not get in front of me, you know, because I'm going to run through whatever's in front of me, right. You know. I want you to be behind me because I'm protecting you, you know. Yep. You're supporting me. If I fall back, who's going to be the one that pushes me forward, you know?
And maybe the part of this that people don't like, I could see is if we expect... No, what the fuck was I going to say? is that because of that position that we're trying to assume, maybe people assume that we want extra gratification or extra this and or more of this, and it makes us better. And that's not the fucking case.
No, it's not.
It's not. I don't care about any of that shit, because the only thing that we're gonna do is if we can do this shit together, and you let me take my place and you have my back doing it, then we're just gonna go big places together. We don't need to talk about it. I don't need extra gratification. But if I have your back, I can move mountains. Promise.
Yep.
If you have my back, there's nothing that's gonna stop me. Promise you that. Doesn't fucking matter.
I seen it when couples work together. Fuck, man.
Power couples, dude. That's the fucking move.
We just had a power couple in my industry. Just hit $1 million in income in three couples. Okay, there's just one just recently. 3 couples this year, 2023, hit $1 million in income.
Right.
Power couples.
Mm-hmm.
So it's because they support each other.
It's because they put all the bullshit aside. They look at what they have, and they decided to put every bit of bullshit that this world wants to offer and say, fuck that. And they fucking work together for the bigger goal.
They didn't listen to nobody else.
They didn't fucking listen to nothing.
Just to each other. And that's what I see with my parents.
That's what it's about.
It's my parents, yes, they fight like any couple. They've been married. Well, how old am I? I'm 37. They've been together for 36, 37 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they had their fucking fights. I remember as a kid, they were fighting and arguing and back and forth. And that's going to happen, And they've built, shit, man. I wish I could tell everybody what they built. But they built some amazing stuff. And they work together amazing, man. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like they're best friends. That's it, girl. Ladies, that's it. Be the best friend. When your husband gets to the house or your boyfriend, say, hey, honey, how you doing? Give him a hug, give him a kiss. That's it. If there's no dinner made, okay, cool, let's make dinner together. Shit.
All right.
That's it. Honestly, for me, what I want is, hey, babe, how you doing? A hug and a kiss. And a long hug. Sometimes you're out and about all day, just a long hug.
Man, the one kind of idea that sticks with me, and it goes for both parties, is the world's fucking hard enough as it is.
Yeah, it's difficult, man.
The world is a fucked up place as it is. There's no need for you to make it any harder. And that stands for me too. That fucking stands for me too. I don't need to make it any harder for her. She don't need to make it any harder for me.
Yeah.
If we work together, we're always gonna have what we fucking want and need. So it's hard to do. Like you said, people fight. Fuck, if there's people living here that I still fight with because they live here. It's gonna happen, dude.
Yeah.
There's nothing's gonna be perfect, but by golly, at the end of the day, by golly, what the fuck, Dad? God damn it. At the end of the day, if everybody can put that bullshit aside and just work together, things are good. I can't believe I just said that.
I had an issue with my spouse one time, and I don't know if I told you this, but I had an issue with her. She was saying that I wasn't jealous enough. I wasn't arguing enough with her, and then I was like, arguing enough with you and being jealous.
Interesting.
I was like, you want me to be that toxic?
Right.
Of course, I get jealous, but what's the point of me starting an argument?
Right.
To become super jealous, and if you want me to be like that, I can turn the switch. Like, I've been that person, but also I trust you and respect you, and I know you're coming home to me. So why do you want me to be like this? Like, well, you don't argue, you don't fight, and all this and all that. So, and I told her, so this is the way I think. I told her, so you don't want me to argue. You want me to argue with you. You want me to be a jerk. Okay, I guess there's a middle ground, right? Okay, that I can be at.
Right.
But I see it this way. And she didn't see it this way. She's like, well, our 2-year-old's right there. My stepson and her 10-year-old is right there watching TV. Your mom's in her bedroom. Your sister is in the back also with her son, and her boyfriend at the time was living with us. So if I start telling you stuff, yelling at you, calling you all these names, what's that showing our sons, the 2-year-old and the 10-year-old, what's that showing? And then your mom's gonna hear it. She's gonna come investigate, get on the business, and I'm gonna tell her F off, because I'm not gonna let some other person get involved and tell me how to live my life.
Right.
And then your sister's gonna get involved, and I'm gonna tell her the same thing.
Fuck off.
Literally, I can get two languages, Spanish and English. Then her boyfriend's gonna most likely get mad, and I'm about to destroy him because he's not a big dude. I mean, I think about stuff like this.
It's only gonna go farther from there.
And I was like, well, I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get charged. I'm gonna lose my life insurance license. I'm gonna lose my caregiving license. I'm gonna lose all this, all because you want me to argue with you, and then I tell your other family to fuck off.
God, it's so.
And she's like, you thought about all that? I was like, yeah. Like,
it's fucking.
Why do you think I don't like get crazy or mad?
Yeah.
I've been in relationships, bro. This is. I'll tell you some of my past relationships. I was in a relationship with the female. She said I was too nice.
I've been told that.
Like too nice. Like, oh, she's like, oh, I want somebody to like hit me. I want somebody to like, yeah. I was nice. I had my first girlfriend. I was 16 till like, I was with her for 16 till 18, 19. And my second girlfriend, she's like, well, you're too nice, I was like, well, I mean, I'm not that type of dude, you know. Over time, a guy changes. Mm-hmm. Every asshole, ladies, every asshole you guys met out there used to be a gentle, caring, loving person. But over time, he met these toxic girls that played with him, broke his heart. Now he became that monster you guys met. They're still in there, but they're the way they are toxic and acting like assholes is because at one point they were gentlemen, they were romantic, they were very loving persons, but over time they got their hearts broken and got cheated on because you're too nice, you're not an asshole, you're not, and I understand females love that the nice guy or the bad guy, but also nice, but not too nice, and like it's fucking confusing, But you get the asshole, and then you love it, and then you don't love it because he's not nice, and then so. I understand there's a middle ground now. You have to. I was just listening to it. You have to be a good man, but also a bad man at the same time. Men that know their power can be the romantic, can be the nurturing person, but also become monsters and kill somebody.
You know who says this best? Jordan Peterson.
Yes, I'm trying to remember his quote.
He says, "Be a monster."
Yeah.
Make sure be a monster, but be a monster in a garden.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say stuff like that because I've recently had to talk. I've had to sit her down and have this talk with her about. There's certain things that I don't do or say because I'm admittedly fucking pretty messed up from my past shit, and I turned a lot of shit off. I made a lot of shit numb. I don't. Why the fuck would I keep it on if you guys aren't gonna like it or want it or whatever the case? And there's certain things that I don't say to her yet, and and I've told her like, hey, listen, this is the case. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sorry. I'm working on it, but
yeah,
I'm fucked up. I've been torn down too many times, and shit's gone right now.
Yeah, I've been. Mostly. I had a good life, but a lot of the crazy shit that's happened to me is just some really fucked up relationships, and
I would like to acknowledge while we're having this conversation the opposite end of that coin, because it's just as important. Just some of the shit that men who are empowered feel like they can put women through, because I've fixed no, that's not the right word. I've walked into the lives of several different women who were with males that were extremely torturous.
Oh yeah.
And that shit also does not fly.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Absolutely not.
For sure.
And that shit is the same amount, if not more damaging because of the physical aspect.
Oh yeah.
Because now you're taking advantage of quite literally somebody who shouldn't have to defend themselves against you. I just wanted to.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Just put that on everything.
Ladies, if your significant other is doing stuff to you, hitting you to the point that is causing you damage to the point that you can't move, or leaving you bruises and giving you PTSD from maybe just raising your hand, you gotta talk to somebody.
Dude, the first time I witnessed a woman flinch because I moved too fast, I almost broke down. It was the shittiest thing I've ever seen in my life. A woman smaller than me flinched because I reached up to give her a hug or something.
Oh man.
Oh, that's not okay.
No, it's not. It's not okay at all.
We're talking about two different levels of abuse and torment, but
just abuse with the men. Just a lot of us don't talk about it. You know.
Yeah, that's
we deal with it in our own ways. You know, some of us
very different.
Go to the gym. Some of us drink. Some of us go for long drives, and some of us just sit and listen to music, play video games. I mean, a lot of people do it different ways. You know. I remember one time I just went for a drive, and I went for a long drive, and I went blank, and I realized, oh shit, how the hell did I get over here? That would scare the crap out of me.
It's happened a few times where I go for a drive and I'll be like, how the fuck did I get home? Like, I don't remember doing that.
Same here, man. I was like, what the hell? How did I get over here? And I'm just going through some stuff, and I mean, I had suicidal thoughts and all this stuff. And it's like, what the fuck? Why am I having suicidal thoughts? Like, I have an amazing family, amazing friends. I have anything that anybody can ask for. Why the fuck am I having these thoughts?
Yeah.
It's like, I guess I have to stay myself more busy, you know, like, and if you're having those thoughts, talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Something just popped into my head that I wanted to dabble a little bit with. It's not necessarily because of your current state, but one of the things that I went through a lot of as a teenager. Teenagers are fucking mean anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I've always been like a little bit chubbier.
Yeah, same here, man.
Like overall, just a little bit chubbier.
We're part of the heavyweight club.
Yeah. And I used to walk home from elementary school. It was in my neighborhood, and I'm just gonna share this because it kind of goes in. But I used to get followed by. Not followed, but there was a group of girls that lived on my street. They used to walk behind me pretty much every day, and I'd walk alone, and 9 times out of 10, you know, they'd be yelling shit like, "Where you going, Butterball?" and shit like that. And I just, it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But obviously, I still remember it to this day.
Dude, I remember all the shit that I used to hear girls in middle school talk about.
We're talking about like 5th or 6th grade, man. And I have to be honest with you. It's really, really, really fucked up the view of myself.
Oh yeah.
I've been in great enough shape to go try out for the police force on 2 different occasions in my life, and still thought fucking hugely poorly of myself, dude. Like, I'm still fat, I'm still overweight, and I'm like, I look now, I'm the heaviest I've ever been, and I just would love to emphasize, and I wish that I could tell everybody in the future, or in the past, or in the future, fucking, the damage that you're doing is hardly repairable. And the shit that you're going to cause people to go through when you do this shit over time is just... You know, I don't want sympathy. That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, same here. No.
But open your fucking eyes. When you're doing this shit to people day in and day out, think about the mental shit that you're causing. And that's... I'm not going to say especially men. That's not fair. But when we don't have an out, we don't have an option the way we don't, you're building a monster, like you said. Yeah. You're making a fucking monster, and I promise you, you're not going to like it.
It's going to snap, and then...
It's not going to be good for anybody.
Yeah.
That stands for everybody, but like I said, we don't have the out or the option most of the time.
Yeah, it's there's no option out there. You hold it in until it finally snaps, and that's why, I hate to say it, that's why there's a lot of people, you know, turning on their spouses, or even in schools, you see all the school shootings, you know, a lot of them, you see a lot of kids just get fed up, or
just give up, dude,
or commit suicide, man.
They just give up, man. What the fuck option is, they just give up.
I can imagine now it's worse with social media because, comments and all that. Comments are, I mean, I laugh at some of the comments because I have a dark sense of humor, but meaning on funny stuff, right? But if there's a kid trying to grow his following and he's doing something funny or whatever, and then you see the comments, kill yourself, all this shit. I was
can you imagine somebody in their adolescence waking up overnight to thousands and thousands of those comments? Somebody who doesn't have a fucking clue how to manage their emotions. What would you do? Fucking, it's time to give up.
Yeah.
The world fucking hates me and they think I'm a piece of shit. I'm out.
That's what I thought when I was a kid, bro, because you know how you're talking about those girls were following you home? I always wanted to be in a relationship. I always wanted to have a girlfriend when I was, in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And then girls were like, back in California, I'm like, well, he's fat. He doesn't have a six-pack. That's where I grew up my whole entire life is
yep.
if you're fat, you can't be in love. You can't have a happiness. Only if you have a six-pack.
Yeah, we don't get girlfriends.
You don't get girlfriends.
Yeah.
And I'll say this is the majority of Latinas, okay? Latinas were the ones that screw me, like, not say screw me, but they put that shit in my head.
Yeah.
And I had, people say, oh, you're nice, but you're too big for me. I can't. I was like, oh, okay. What the hell what do you do?
Right.
And
there's nothing to turn to there.
Yeah, and it's like my way of thinking, and I tell one of my older cousins, she's like a sister to me. It's like, what did I do? Like, okay, I love to eat a little bit more, but it's like, you got to resort to comedy, or resort to, or just let it be,
Yeah.
And
yeah.
But. And then we get older. For me, I learned how to talk. I started talking, and that kind of helped me. Even though I was a big dude, I was still talking to girls, and the majority were white women. I ended up falling for the white women. But one thing that they showed me that they cared for the person that was inside, and not for the way I looked. That's why for the longest time I was dating white women, because they care about who the person I was inside, not just because of my looks, And then when I lose a lot of weight, the Hispanic girls will start coming around. I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? Oh, you look good. It's like, okay.
Yeah, good.
And then I gain weight back again, because I like to, eat. And that goes away. And then I'm talking to, the other ethnicities, and then they like the way I look, but I know the way I am right now, it's not healthy for myself, but I'm working on it. But this is the stuff that I learned as a kid, is that, oh, you're fat, I can't be with you. I was like, fuck, imagine being 10 years old, 11 years old, and you hear shit like that.
Yeah. When you're in 6th grade, that shit does not sit well.
It fucks you up,
It fucks you up, dude.
It fucks you up big time, If you don't know how to handle it, or you don't have somebody that can teach you how to handle it, you're fucked. How many kids out there right now, they're just playing video games, and you see the stories on social media. Oh, this so-and-so is 20-something years old. I met a gentleman a couple of weeks ago, like a week, 2 weeks ago. He had a girlfriend when he was 18 years old. She cheated on him and just screwed him over, right? That's when he was 18 years old. He's 30 years old. He has not dated anybody since then because of that relationship he had. And he said he provided everything for her. He treated her like the princess queen, and he says, I would not date anybody anymore because I didn't know how to deal with this. I didn't know how to deal with with the issues that me and her had, and that was my last girlfriend when we broke up when they were 18, 19 years old.
Man.
And he does once a week. He goes to the bar, goes once a week to the bar, and he gets freaking hammered.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, no, that's not the way, man. I told him. Yeah, he's a bigger guy.
Yeah.
Bigger guy. I was like, dude, that's not the way, brother. Get my number. I got his number. I've been messaging him here and there. And I was like, no, man. I don't know you, but this is not right.
Right. It's not gonna work.
And then you want to hear another story. I met this other guy, not just because I meet so many people. He's in a relationship with this lady that has 3 kids, and this lady talks to her ex. They're good friends, this guy works full time, overtime, everything. They're having issues because he works too much time, but she doesn't work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She lets her ex borrow her car. He crashes it. Now the boyfriend, the one that's working all the time, he gets a car for her, so the ex can use it, and while he goes to work on the bus or Uber.
Nope.
And I looked at him like, you need to get away. You need to get away from her.
Yeah, no, that's not.
No,
that's not how this works.
I was like, no, my friend. Like I said, I don't know you that well. I just met you, but no. You need to leave her.
No wonder you're fucking depressed.
Like, and he's like, yeah, bro, I don't know what to do. And I was like, it's easy, bro. I told her whose apartment is it. Like, oh, it's her apartment. I was like, all right. Slowly start taking your stuff out. I said, you know what? I can't be in this relationship anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no kids with her, right? I was like, no kids.
Fucking no tie down.
Adios.
Yeah.
Well, get out of there. And there's a lot of men that do that shit.
Yeah.
And I know men they're really good men out there that want to help, the females and all that. That's fine, help them out, but don't get in that fucking situation. There's a lot of amazing women out there, and there's a lot of amazing men out there. Just have to look. Just don't. I mean,
most men are so scared to say no because they think they're gonna lose everything, and taking that first step is the most scary, And I get it. I understand it, but
you're gonna and men. Yeah, you might lose.
You're gonna feel better once you start making the steps forward.
You're gonna feel that emptiness in your heart and your stomach. You're gonna be like, oh, I don't know if I can do this again. That's fine. Recover, hit the gym, go for a walk, but you will get over it.
And as much as I make funny fucking jokes on here often about, drinking and alcohol and stuff, I don't condone drinking while you're depressed and stuff like that. Please don't ever turn to that.
Yeah.
Just, I know how it's perceived, and I know how it looks. I know what everybody says. I know the jokes. Believe me, I'm a part of all of it. And just don't do it. Like, if you have the self-control and the moderation, then do your thing. You're a fucking grown-ass dude, or you're a grown-ass woman, but please don't fucking turn to it to heal your depression.
That doesn't help.
Because that's not gonna. No. It's gonna make it worse. So.
Yeah, guys, don't drink. If you have to go to church, go to church. Find a church that. And this is my issue with church. Find a church that works for you.
Fill your time with something positive.
Yeah.
And I bet if you try a little bit, you can find something.
Like, I grew up Catholic, and the Catholic church doesn't speak to me. I went to a Christian church, a little bit more up to beat, a little bit more like New Age type of church. I fucking left crying. Like, I walked in. I mean, this is no BS. I walked in, and the way the pastor was talking, or what? I think pastor, right, or priest, or in Christian church.
Pastor, yeah, I believe.
The dude in the front, okay?
Yeah, the guy talking.
He was saying some stuff, and I'm just listening, and I noticed I'm just like bawling out. I was like, what's going on, And I go to and nothing against Catholics, but I go to a Catholic church, I'm fucking trying to stay awake. Like, but, man, find something that's going to really help you out. If you're into freaking Pokemon cards, whatever it is, go find something to do, man.
I'm not big into religion, but I'm gonna square away with this just in light of the conversation that we've had. Church is usually a direction that gets picked by a lot of people, yeah. and I support it. Do what you do and do what makes you better for you. I don't. That's me.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say, and this is true conviction of all the churches that I've tried.
I go once in a while.
Catholic, Christian. I've dabbled in other stuff that we're not going to get into today. But the one thing that I always find is that when you listen to your gut and you listen to your feelings, you're going to end up someplace where somebody is speaking to you. Yeah. And that's the craziest shit about it is if you end up where you're supposed to be, then you're going to know, because that whatever prayers and whatever conviction of stories that are going to be told is going to be speaking directly to you, and I promise you that's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's scary, but just listen. Just listen. You're not alone, and
even if you have to get on YouTube and type in something that's related to what you're feeling, I bet you there's somebody out there that's talking about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I've listened to a lot of podcasts where a lot of high-powered men have gone through the same shit that we've gone through.
That's fucking amazing. I didn't even think about that until you said it. We have these goddamn supercomputers in our fucking hands, day in and day out. Use it. Listen to podcasts. Fucking go on YouTube. Listen to sermons. Fucking, I don't know. Google whatever it is that you think you're missing, and I promise you'll find something.
I have a little tip.
Maybe don't Google what you're missing. That's not good.
Yeah, don't Google that.
Yeah, don't do that. Sorry.
Yeah, don't do that. You're gonna be Googling yourself. Don't do that. Here's a tip so a couple of years ago, I took this. I got invited to his leadership, self-development program. Okay, and at first I was shit, this is a cult, and it felt like a cult. We did a lot of crazy stuff, I was like, damn it, I think I'm just gonna sacrifice somebody here. But I felt like it, man. I felt like it. But no, I learned a lot of really amazing stuff. But they showed us a trick, how to release all this anger, this negativity out of your body. And it's something so simple that I've never really thought about it. But they said, you can do it in your house. You can do it in I like doing it in my car. When you're feeling the world's just falling on you, just on your shoulders, you just feel like, fuck, I can't squat this, it's not gonna happen, Go in your car, turn on a song that you like. It could be heavy metal, most likely something rock or something that's gonna make you just scream out. Turn up the volume and scream all your anger out.
Yeah.
Cry. I'm talking about flex every muscle in your body to the point you're gonna cramp up, and just let it out. Just if they can hear you outside your car with the music and you screaming, okay, you're doing a good job.
Grip that steering wheel, dude, and fucking let it out.
Literally, you're gonna cramp up. I have been in a room where people were doing that. People were passing out because they had so much anger, so much frustration in their life. I did it one time. When I did it the first time, I got so lightheaded. I started cramping up, and I was like, oh crap. And I continued doing it until I figured I had no more tears, and I do that. And I swear to God, that's going to help you out.
The energy exertion has proven to be a real good thing.
I actually told that to my brother, and my brother's like, really? It's like, yeah, bro, go do it. And then calls me the next day. It's like, dude, what the F? I felt good. I was like, you're releasing all that energy, all that negativity that you have in your body.
It's a real thing, man.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Just let it out.
On the smallest scale of anything that you could experience is when you hear the guys that are lifting shit, and you hear them scream and grunt and shit. That's a real fucking thing, dude. Exertion is a real part of getting shit done in your body.
Oh, yeah.
And especially when you take it to that volume and you fucking apply the shit that you need to get out.
Whew. One of the best times I ever felt amazing, I'm talking about I felt I was the shit, is when I was training with some bodybuilders. And I'm talking about elite bodybuilders. These dudes were training to be pros or were already pro level. And of course, I wasn't doing the crazy workouts like they were doing because I was still a beginner. But when I got to a level where I can do some of them, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
I got closer to God in those moments, man.
Those guys know how to push you to a limit.
Oh, my God. And you'd be surprised what your body and mind can do, or actually what your mind can do when you're in pain. Okay? Like David Goggins. You know who David Goggins is?
Yeah.
Bro,
stay hard, motherfucker.
Yeah, who's going to carry the boats? Yeah. I fucking love that saying.
Yeah, me too.
He says when your body's quitting on you, that's something he says, that's 40% of what you can do.
Yeah.
That 40% of you're doing, you have more. So, guys, find something. Do that screaming method. Go in your car, scream. Ladies, too. Use that, too. And ladies, you guys deal with a lot of crazy stuff, too. But men, do that. Anybody that's dealing with some shit, if you're dealing with some shit and you're following me on social media, hit me up and send me a message. I've seen somebody one time, I know he was going through some random person on my Facebook. I saw he was going through some stuff, and I sent him a message, dude, hey, you're all right, man? I don't know you, but you okay? Here's my number. He called me. He's like, we talked about 30 minutes. And just
no shit.
Yeah, I was like, dude, here's my number, bro.
That's badass.
I don't mind helping somebody out. I've been through some shit. I've had suicidal thoughts. I've driving my car, and I'm thinking, should I run into a wall?
Yeah.
Bro, it's it just popped in my head. I was like, Fuck, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anybody that's dealing with that, I mean, my social media is really easy to find me. It's, if you have any questions or you want to talk, I don't mind talking to anybody.
Yeah.
I'll make some time to talk to you. But it's we got to help each other out.
We have to.
There's so much shit out there.
As a whole, that's kind of the basis of one of the things that I really wanted to accomplish in starting this. We are so ridiculously connected these days, and so ridiculously disconnected at the same time. And as humans, we deserve so much more of each other.
Yes.
There's no fucking way that we weren't meant to do more together. And I truly believe that.
Oh, yeah. We're all connected, okay? We're connected not just spiritually and mentally and like physically with our human counterparts, but we're also connected to the earth, And,
we are.
And if you guys ever heard about grounding yourself,
Yeah.
Go and make sure you have
A barefoot.
make sure you have like a clean, piece of dirt to go or walking. If you have grass, if you're in Arizona, if you have grass, God bless you.
Good luck.
Make sure it's real grass, not the turf. Okay?
Yeah, don't do that shit.
Go walk in that grass and be barefooted, and I bet you that will help you out. Also too, right now it's cold outside. If you have a cold plunge or take a cold shower,
I want to get one, dude.
I want one. I've been following this, and I know it's a trend now, but I got into it before it was a trend. Like,
Thanks,
I already
fucking Joe.
Yeah, right, fucking Joe Rogan. Take a cold shower, and this actually works.
Yeah.
Take a cold shower. Start off by wetting your head and into your face, and just having your body just get wet with cold water. It helps. It's miserable, but it helps, and you start feeling amazing. Like, you start really feeling really good. Yeah, oh shit, this guy's talking about taking a cold shower. Take a cold shower, and it actually helps. So one of the things I learned about it when you do a cold plunge is, what it does is all the blood rushes back into your midsection, okay? Because all your extremities are going to be the first ones to get cold, right? So when you jump in that water, your body has to keep your organs warm, so you won't die. So when you get up and you walk around to get warmed up again, all that blood that was in your body starts going back to your extremities. So that new blood starts circling around your body. So what's going to happen to your mind and your body? Like,
I think they said it does a lot of stuff, like releases a lot of endorphins and shit like that.
Yeah, all that stuff happens.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking bullshit. When I first learned about it, I followed this guy. His name was Wim Hof.
Sounds familiar.
He's like the number one guy when it comes to cold plunge, because he lives out there in Switzerland or something. He jumps in the freaking ice water like it's nothing.
Fucker.
Yeah, they call him the Iceman. But he has a breathing technique. Oh yeah, another tip. Okay, if you're dealing with some shit, breathing techniques. There's a bunch of them online, but Wim Hof has a breathing technique. I believe it's like you breathe in for 30 seconds, but deep breaths, and when you let it out, you let half of it out, and you let deep breath in. And you let half of it out. So you're building your body with oxygen. And that oxygen is going to help your body. I don't know, honestly, there's a whole science about it, but you fucking feel amazing. You might pass out the first time.
That's all right.
Because you're building a lot of oxygen in your body, and your body's going to feel amazing. But there's so many techniques, and I all these techniques, I tried them because I've been through some crazy shit in my life, and I want to see what I can help fix myself. There's lion's mane mushrooms. That's good for the brain. It helps with depression. It helps with Alzheimer's. All that other shit. Like, I've tried that. I've experimented. If you see I have a cabinet. I have all kinds of fucking vitamins and herbs. I'm fucking trying them all. Just see what's.
You're like, let's see what this does.
I'm literally becoming an herbalist right now. I'm learning like different types of plants and all that stuff. But
it's all right,
guys. Let's help each other out.
There's so much stuff that works for everybody differently. Yeah, and we all need to be working together.
Exactly. So. I tell people, and like, oh, I'm dealing with some of this. Like, they're saying something about working out. They're like, oh, I'm dealing with this cramp, or there's stuff going on with my body. It's like, what are you doing? This, and that. You're probably dehydrated, man. Are you drinking enough electrolytes? And it's like, what are those? And I was like, well, electrolytes you need because you sweat and all this. And they think it's just because I'm a heavy dude and I'm a big guy, and it's like, you don't know what. Are you sure? I was like, yeah, go research it. And they're gonna end up going to their doctor, and they're like, oh yeah, I was dehydrated. I was like, What I tell you? Like,
Weird. It's like I said that.
Yeah, like, and I mean it. And I'm not doing it to hurt you. I'm telling you to give you some knowledge. Go research it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm 100%, not say 100%, but like 70% of the time I'm gonna be right because I fucking deal with it, you know. But guys, let's help each other out. If you guys need to talk to somebody, reach out. You know, I'll give you my Instagram. My Instagram is Jose Casas _AZ. It's a picture of me and my son on there. I don't mind helping people out, even if it's just a talk here and there. You know, if you live in the valley, you want to meet up. I mean, I don't mind meeting up with people. You know, it's. But if I can help change somebody's life, you know, yes, I do life insurance. I'm changing people's lives here and there. But if it's something out, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm still gonna provide, you know, some assistance to help. You know, like this is something I don't know if you do it, but when I'm out and about and I see a mother with her kids or a grandmother or even an older gentleman, older person, I watch to make sure they get into a car. Because a lot of people getting mugged right now, you know. Like,
oh yeah.
You know, if I'm at Walmart, I keep an eye out to see what's going on. My girlfriend tells me, like, do you when you go to a restaurant, do you see who comes in and out of the restaurant? I was like, yeah, I think a lot of guys do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking observant too.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, because I want somebody to do that for you, and want to do for my mother, for my cousins, or my nieces. We gotta watch out for each other, you know. So
I think at the end of the day, that's the biggest thing is it's not gonna hurt nothing, you know. So
yeah.
If we're all on the same fucking team, which we should be, then
yeah. I mean, until the Chinese try to invade, I mean, we gotta keep each other, you know, help each other out.
Shit.
They're gonna have a handful when they try to do that.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good for them. Shit. We got a lot of different stuff that we're going to talk about in the next couple episodes. Between him and I, we got a lot of things that we're going to collaborate on. So stay tuned for more of his episodes because there's some pretty cool stuff coming and some pretty in-depth conversations about some other things in his life. So look forward to that. And I look forward to it as well.
Yeah, same here.
And I appreciate you coming in today, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about, and there's a lot of stuff that people are afraid to talk to, and I don't mind talking about it.
This one hopefully crosses a good bridge.
Yeah.
I have faith that it will. So.
And ladies, we don't hate you guys. We don't hate you. We love you. Women are beautiful.
You all are
life givers.
Literally a godsend. So
I would protect anybody that's around me. That's what we're meant. We're here to protect. You know,
protect and provide, baby.
But we're here to help each other out also too, ladies. If you also dealing with your stuff, you know, with your spouse, reach out to somebody. You know, so don't be afraid. But like I said, my name is Jose Casas, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Yep, we love you, and thank you for listening.